Hi, my name is Mandolin Royal, and today we're going to get a little more complicated and dive into more about the American Bresse as a variety, some of their history, and some variations you might see. One of those being egg color. There's some chatter online always about what color egg should they lay, what color egg do they lay, and people sharing their experiences about what egg colors they see. So in front of me here, I have 2 pullet eggs, and I have hen eggs here. These birds are at a year old. These are like 6-7 months old. And as you can see, they're different colors. The breed is the same, so why is this happening? So if you go back into the history of the French Bresse from that region in France where they are commercially produced, those are slightly different than the other varieties within that breed because everything in Europe was very specific to the region that they were from. And a lot of the breeds we have in America are named after the regions they came from, such as Marans. They're from their own region, they're their own breed. But when it comes to the Bresse, they're technically called Galloway, and then the subsequent color varieties from there. There are a lot more color varieties in Europe than what we have in the United States. I think Greenfire Farms just imported a new color variety. Don't quote me on that, but pretty sure they did. Which is exciting, and I bet those birds are going to lay a white egg. Typically in the blue-black splash variety, it's a white egg. But in the white, you might get these lighter colors, not quite white, but almost. Or you might get more of the tinted ones, like these. They're darker than what the camera is showing. Sometimes you might see some speckles. That's within the range of normal. And that's because after the First World War, there was a lot of salvage work put into the whites, and there was a shift into revamping them into more of a commercial bird. So the white variety is also the largest variety. They can be several pounds larger than the other color varieties. And I'm not sure what all went into the salvage breeding work they did to bring that flock back to life after the First World War, but something was in there that changed the egg color. And that's been going on since the early 1920s. So it's up to you on if you're going to work towards the lighter color. I am doing that. So this is a hatching egg to me, and the darker one is a breakfast egg to me. These can also go in the hatcher, so long as you know which birds hatch from the darker ones, so you know which birds are going to be for your freezer, so that you can keep a side eye on the preferred lighter egg color. Some other tidbits we're going to get into is hatching egg size. You want it to be like 60 grams. Is a pretty even size to aim for. I went ahead and I weighed these eggs. This one's 42.5 grams. This one's 49 grams. Neither one big enough to hatch. And I'm going to show you an example of why. I did hatch some pullet eggs just so we can see the size disparity that happens when you hatch these little ones. Some people say that they will still reach their genetic potential. I don't think that's true because egg size is one of those environmental variables that can prevent them from reaching their genetic potential. They start out smaller, they've got to be tough little birds, and they usually are tough little birds once they come up of age. So this one is 56 grams. This one is 63 grams. A little big, a little small. But when you look at them on their side, both of those are settable. They've got a nice shape. And I prefer this rounded shape because the chicks really have an easier time getting out. If your eggs are skinny and narrow, there's just not much room in here for the chick to turn to zip out easily. If they do make it out of a weird shaped egg, they're probably going to be a little tougher than normal. But if they don't make it out, that might be why. So now that we've looked at these egg variations, I wish they were true to color. I might play around with some lighting. Like you can see, this one's a little bit darker than what this one is. But next I'm going to show you some babies that hatched out of various size eggs so that you can see what's different there. So here I have some worried little babies. They have no idea what's going on right now. But I'm going to go ahead and tell you that they're at the 3-week age mark. I want to try to get them closer together, but I'm sure you can see there's a size variation going on. We've got a big one and we've got a little one. Little one from the little egg. Bigger one from the bigger egg. Do you think that little one's gonna catch up? I don't know. We're gonna watch them grow and find out. Obviously, I'm trying to teach you guys what to look for, what to work on, help you navigate through this flock development thing. Their leg color is in the process of changing. I'm going to give them about 2 to 3 more weeks to show me what color their legs are going to be. That's something else that's true, is they're going to hatch with yellow feet and it's going to turn darker as they mature. Look, you can't even see that little one behind this big one. Come here. These guys are from a group that I already split for gender. I'm assuming both are pullets. That's a significant difference. You know what? While we're here, let me go ahead and drop the scale down. And we're going to see what they weigh. I'm going to move these eggs out of the way. But I already have them here, so why not? Oh. I guess I'm going to turn this off and fetch that little one because that tough little bird is an escape artist now. Since that little baby was so nice on interrupting us, I do need to add another thought. And that is that your male has influence over egg color. And that makes it tricky. So if you're aiming for the lighter colored eggs, you want to use a boy that you know hatched from a lighter colored egg. Because if he hatched from a dark egg, you won't know. He won't tell you. Not until you have his daughters. I fixed it. That screen should keep the little one into our workspace. So I went ahead and I weighed them. That way I could do the conversion from ounces to grams, but I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how significant the difference is. First we'll get the little guy. We're getting pretty chilled out with this situation. Stay there. Gotta go hands free. Don't walk off. 4 3/4 ounce is what I got the first time, and that means 134 grams. So now we're going to do the one that hatched from the bigger egg. Very chunky bird. The feel is different too. The little one's little. 9 1/4 ounce, which translates to 265 grams. That's a big difference. And it's because of egg size initially. There's our bigger egg. There's our little egg. Doesn't look like much right here. but it looks like a lot right here. So we're going to watch them grow and see what happens. But it's definitely something to pay attention to. And if I had a choice between larger eggs that were a little darker than desired, you can bet I'm going to set those bigger eggs rather than smaller eggs of the more preferred lighter color. This is the shade I'm aiming for. I have yet to see an American Bresse in the white variety lay a truly white egg. We don't want to do that through outcrossing. It'll change too much. We don't want to change these birds from what they can do. We don't want to nitpick details and force it through outcrossing to another breed in order to achieve something. That's a mistake. It's going to change too much of what they do already in terms of their growth, their fleshing, their propensity for layering on fat, which is the marbling aspect. We don't want to change their juiciness. We don't want to change their meat texture. So work with what you have. Try to make sure that you've got the real deal. And keep hatching. Working out little details. If it doesn't work out, eat the ones that don't work out. That's the whole point. Sustainable chicken without changing them into something that they're not. Just a couple little tidbits. I'm going to try to get into more of that kind of stuff as I keep going through, as I keep getting the visual representation to show you, because if I can't show you, then I have to figure out a way to explain it. And it's a lot easier to show you. Look, this is why we don't hatch pullet eggs. Wait for them to be at least past 55 grams before you put those eggs in the incubator. Is this little guy gonna catch up? We'll find out. Oh, they always poop. Alright, I'm gonna get these guys put back and keep going with chores. Feel free to like and subscribe. I'm gonna try to teach you guys as much as I possibly can about this variety. I've gotten to know them pretty good, so more on this later.